All of our productions at GCTV are sponsored in part by Bay State Health, providing the care you and your family need when you need it close to home. Visit them online at baystatehealth.org. Greenfield Savings Bank. Visit them at 400 Main Street in Greenfield. Call them at 774-3191 or go online to greenfieldsavings.com. Greenfield Community College, providing access and excellence in higher education in the Pioneer Valley. Visit them at gcc.mass.edu. The Hammond Family. The Hammond family are longtime supporters of Greenfield Community Television. New Fortune Chinese Restaurant on the Mohawk Trail in Greenfield. Visit them online at newfortunema.com. Call them at 772-0838 and check them out on Facebook. Real Cleaning Services, cleaning Hampshire and Franklin County since 1972. We don't cut corners, we clean them. Check them out online at realclean.com. Call them at 413-422-1143. People's United Bank, located at 45 Federal Street in Greenfield. You can call them at 774-3713 or visit them online at peoples.com. The Solar Store of Greenfield, replacing fossil fuels and nuclear power one home at a time. Visit them at 23 Fisk Ave. Call them at 413-772-3122 or visit them online at solarstoreofgreenfield.com. Thank you to our sponsors for supporting all of GCTV's productions.
Nice remembrance of
How you doing?
Remembrance of Dick.
I want to reserve a room pretty soon. Teresa kicks me out.
They got pretty good food. Well, I had a good memory. Like I said, the last I had some alone moments with him.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to recognize our guests in attendance today. Mayor William Martin, a combat medic and Vietnam veteran. Our guest speaker, Timothy McCrary, also a Vietnam veteran. Also in attendance, Jennifer Mosier from Hospice of Franklin County, who will be delivering today's benediction. Mayor, if you'd like to begin with a few words.
Good morning, man. Yes, sir. Keep it under 18 pages.
Yeah, we got just a couple paragraphs here. Good morning, everyone. Thanks all for coming. Thank you very much, especially to the Vietnam veterans and especially to those who served at any time. We appreciate that. And as comrades in arms, we always appreciate each other. I'm going to read the mayoral proclamation for the Vietnam War Veterans Recognition Day, March 29th. This was always recognized earlier by Vietnam veteran groups across the country, scattered across the country, and it was officially recognized as a law by President Trump in 2017. Let me begin. Whereas the last combat soldiers and their support left Vietnam on March 29th, and whereas President Donald Trump signed the Vietnam War Veterans Recognition Act to law in 2017, stating March 29th will be celebrated in recognition of Vietnam veterans, and whereas Vietnam veterans have recognized March 29th each year in observance of the long war and sacrifice, and whereas the national populace owes a debt of respect and gratitude to Vietnam veterans and their families, and whereas Vietnam veterans raised awareness to post-traumatic stress and dioxin poisoning, benefiting all of us, now therefore I, William F. Martin, Mayor in the City of Greenfield, recognizing the honor, dignity, sacrifice, and loyalty of the Vietnam veteran, do hereby proclaim March 29th, 2019, today, as the Vietnam War Veterans Recognition Day, and encourage all to do the same with ceremony and community activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for your service. Jennifer, if you'd like to deliver today's benediction, please.
Spirit of love, God of many names and of none, we invite your presence with us. be with us this morning in Greenfield, Massachusetts on this National Vietnam Veterans Day. Precious was the gift our soldiers gave in Vietnam. For the over 58,000 soldiers who gave all, we stop and grieve their departure. And we thank you for the gift of their priceless lives. Be with us as we remember our Vietnam veterans who returned home. Teach us how to care for them who have gone to war in our names. For these men and women who are not welcome home, let us ensure that today we welcome you home. Spirit of love, we know that war is never holy, but help us remember that each of those who are called to military service is a beloved soul. Be with us as we strive to create a community that is good and safe enough to welcome them home. Help their souls to heal, that they may know themselves to be holy and whole. Amen.
Thank you, Jennifer. And so today, on National Vietnam War Veterans Day, we will pay respect to, honor, and thank the 9 million Americans who served during the Vietnam era, the 2.7 million U.S. service members who served in Vietnam, the 58,320 Vietnam veterans whose names are memorialized on a black granite wall in our nation's capital, the 304,000 veterans who were wounded in Vietnam, the 1,597 missing in action veterans who have not yet returned to American soil, the 2,500 prisoners of war, of which 591 returned, the rest killed in action. I would now like to introduce our guest speaker and Vietnam veteran Timothy McCrary. Tim is a man I've had the privilege to know for over 10 years. Tim has been invaluable to veterans who recently returned home, providing friendship and a place for them to feel welcome at the Burlington Veterans Club, also at the Marine Corps League. Tim has consistently devoted himself to serving the local veteran community and the local community as a whole, whether that be through volunteering as a DAV driver or the Marine Corps League's Toys for Tots campaigns that benefit children in our immediate area. Tim, if you'd please come up and say a few words.
A few words. Well, that's a tough one to follow. It's an honor and privilege for me to be here today. To every veteran, past and present, you have made America proud. You and your family can take great pride in what you have done to help protect this country. This year, again, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial participation. This is a special moment for all of us. We remember the bravery and the heroism involved. We were sent to do a job they never let us finish. But let us not dwell on that. We will never forget the sacrifices that were made in Vietnam and later here at home. The names of more than 58,000 American heroes lost in the war are inscribed on the Vietnam Memorial Wall. That does not include those that have died here in the States from Agent Orange. This is a war that was inevitable, and many are still suffering from its effect. The wall is a strong reminder of the price of war. It's also a time when veterans and families fully acknowledge the sacrifice of its veterans and fail to give them the honor they so richly deserved. Regrettably, for many veterans, American recognition of the sacrifices and bravery in that war came too late. The only good thing to come out of this is that future generations of veterans have been recognized for these sacrifices. The Vietnam generation, my generation, is gray or balding. We are getting older. Preserving our stories require more than just a place of remembrance. It requires a place for education and understanding. The sacrifices that were made, the lessons of war we learned, must never be forgotten. We also know that today's veterans deserve a healing place of their own. Mine is a walk in the woods, away from everything except Mother Nature. We should focus on the time in our country's history from which our country has learned meaningful lessons. Those lessons are some of the following. War should always be the last resort. That when our nation's leaders send our sons or daughters to fight, we must give them a clear mission to accomplish, and we must support them in the battles that we send them into. That people can oppose a war, but they still should support those who fight that war. And we must always support the legacy of self-sacrifice and valor that our veterans represent. Now I've got a little thing here, the author's unknown. It's a soldier with PTSD fell in a hole and couldn't get out. The senior NCO went by and the soldier with PTSD called out for help. The senior NCO yelled and told him to suck it up and dig deep and drive on, then threw him a shovel. But the soldier with PTSD could not suck it up and drive on, so he dug the hole deeper. The senior officer went by and the soldier with PTSD called out for help. The senior officer told him to use the tools your senior NCO has given you, then threw him a bucket. But the soldier with PTSD was using the tools his senior NCO gave him, so he dug the hole deeper and filled the bucket. The psychiatrist walked by, and the soldier with PTSD said, "Help, I can't get out." The psychiatrist gave him some drugs and said, "Take these, it will relieve the pain." The soldier with PTSD said, "Thanks," but when the pills ran out, he was still in the hole. A priest came by. The soldier with PTSD called for help. The priest gave him a Bible and said, "I'll say a prayer for you." He got down on his knees and prayed for the soldier with PTSD. Then he left. The soldier with PTSD was very grateful, but he was still in the hole. A recovering soldier with PTSD happened by. The soldier with PTSD cried out, "Hey, help me, I'm stuck in this hole." Right away, the recovering soldier with PTSD jumped down in the hole with him. The soldier with PTSD said, "What are you doing? Now we're both stuck here." But the recovering soldier with PTSD said, "Calm down. It's okay. I've been here before." And it's that spirit is at the heart of what makes America strong. We've got some of the most advanced weapons. We have the greatest ships. We have the greatest fighter and supply planes. We have some of the greatest technology of any country. But none of that would be worth a damn without the men and women in uniform who serve this country. Tim O'Brien, who has captured a number of moving stories of those who fought in Vietnam, once wrote, "Sometimes remembering will lead to a story, which makes it forever." This is what stories are for, joining the past and the future. By us telling these stories of our brave American warriors, past and present, we will help ensure that future generations of citizens of this country never forget the sacrifice of those who paid the ultimate price for our country. The torch of freedom those heroes carried into battle must never be allowed to fall to the ground. We have the responsibility to take the torch and pass it on to the next generation, and they pass it on. This is our dream. This is our sacred pledge. This is what we honor today. God bless our veterans, God bless all of you, and God bless the United States of America. And thank you all for listening to my ramblings. Semper Fi.
Thank you, Tim. In closing, I would like to personally thank each one of you for attending today. And for those of you who served in Vietnam, you have my gratitude. Bill Phelps, would you like to lay the wreath? Thank you, Bill.
All of our productions at GCTV are sponsored in part by Bay State Health, providing the care you and your family need when you need it close to home. Visit them online at baystatehealth.org. Greenfield Savings Bank. Visit them at 400 Main Street in Greenfield. Call them at 774-3191 or go online to greenfieldsavings.com. Greenfield Community College, providing access and excellence in higher education in the Pioneer Valley. Visit them at gcc.mass.edu. The Hammond Family. The Hammond family are longtime supporters of Greenfield Community Television. New Fortune Chinese Restaurant on the Mohawk Trail in Greenfield. Visit them online at newfortunema.com. Call them at 772-0838 and check them out on Facebook. Real Cleaning Services, cleaning Hampshire and Franklin County since 1972. We don't cut corners, we clean them. Check them out online at realclean.com. Call them at 413-422-1143. People's United Bank, located at 45 Federal Street in Greenfield. You can call them at 774-3713 or visit them online at peoples.com. The Solar Store of Greenfield, replacing fossil fuels and nuclear power one home at a time. Visit them at 23 Fisk Ave. Call them at 413-772-3122 or visit them online at solarstoreofgreenfield.com. Thank you to our sponsors for supporting all of GCTV's productions.